there, comic friends! It's new comic book day! Or at least new comic book day for me. No fuging today. I was kind of hoping to talk about whatever Marvel had big announced that was supposed to be announced today. Hasn't been announced yet as of me cutting this video. Got tired of waiting and looking around the internet for spoilers on it, so I decided I would just go on with this. And yeah, whatever. So this is, of course, the comic books for June 21st. Happened to be my birthday. My birthday was on New Comic Book Day. Yay, didn't get comics then, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, so, comics, 22 issues, it says this week. I kind of thought it was mostly going to be indie comics, but there's a healthy amount of superhero books in here, too, it looks like. So, let's jump right into looking at those books, shall we? So, of course, first up is Batman All-Star, issue number 11. This is more of the First Ally stuff, so it is somewhat... Alfred-centric, which is always cool, right? So looking forward to that aspect of that, if nothing else. So, and then, of course, we also have Batman issue number 25. This is the beginning of the War of Jokes and Riddles. I've been hearing this is pretty good. Exercise anniversary issue, because, of course, it's 25. For whatever reason, comic books, even way back in the day, every 25, every 100, would do anniversary kind of thing. So, exercise anniversary issue. So it's $3.99. Doesn't feel any heavier, but what would I know? So got some Janet art going on, so I'll be excited for that. Curious to see about this new storyline and what the take is on the whole thing. So Batwoman issue number 4. I've been really enjoying this. Don't got a lot to say about it right now, but I like the whole tuxedo one and Batwoman and just kind of the stuff that's going on there. That aspect of it is interesting. This whole stuff that's going on this island with her past is all really curious too. Curious to see how it all really ties into the whole Monster Man thing that she's supposed to be tracking down the samples and stuff that came from that. She's kind of gotten sidetracked in her own personal quest, which is cool. Anyway, been enjoying that, seeing where it goes. I'm looking forward to getting this first arc done and getting Tinian the Fourth off of the book, and it just truly being Margaret Bennett's to do what she wants to do with will be awesome. Oh yes, Black Hammer, issue number 10. Wonderful, Jeff Lemire, Dean Osterman, Dave Stewart book. Really love the art on this book. Story's been fabulous too. This kind of interesting retelling of a lot of seemingly like the DC heroes, the Justice League, Justice Society kind of people. Is all really, really, really good, really interesting. Definitely always a favorite. Will be at the top of my list to read this week, I'm sure. It'll be the first thing I read. Oh yes, another awesome book. The Black Monday Murders. Issue number 6. I don't know how many more of these there are. I think this is a limited series. I don't think it's an ongoing. Be curious if it was an ongoing. Just really like it. The use of dark magic and the stock market and money and power and all that kind of stuff. Just really, really good stuff. Really, really been enjoying it too. It's a good Hickman book. Bretonia. We Were About to Die. Issue number 3, I believe. Yeah, issue number 3. It's a 4-issue mini-series about basically the first detective. And he is exploring a bunch of the aristocrats their children are being murdered. It's the gods. Is it Apollo angry? Who is it? There's also some stuff going on with some gladiators and stuff. We'll get to the bottom of that coming fairly soon, I would guess. Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye, issue number 9. I've really been digging this book. The art in it is just absolutely brilliant. Cool enough story for that art to be worked around. Just makes it a lot of fun. Curious to see what happens. Right now we're kind of doing some dimension hopping, reality hopping sort of stuff going on. So I'll be curious to see what's next for them. But just a lot of fun. Michael Avon Oming and Nick Flaherty on art. Just some really, really good stuff. Really exciting pages. Crosswind. This is issue number 1. It's a new comic for Image Comics. Written by Gail Simone. Art by Staggs. Not always the biggest Staggs art fan, I don't believe. But curious to see Gail Simone on another independent book from Image. So I don't know what kind of editorial has going on, manipulations going on. like what happens in the Vertigo books. Still her story, but it does go through editors and that sort of thing. So kind of story is going to be told here. I believe this is kind of a body swapping, Freaky Friday meets James Bond kind of thing is what I want to say it is. Not 100% sure on that, but definitely curious to try it out, to check it out. I don't know that I have really high hopes for it right now, just because Simone has been more hit and miss with me lately than what she was at one point. So, ooh, that tea is almost too hot. So, Doctor Strange, issue number 22. Unfortunately, as you can see the little shield up there, it's another Secret Empire tie-in, all part of this story that now has Kingpin, Ben Ulrich in it, of course, Doctor Strange, and had Daredevil in it last issue. I don't know if Daredevil's still in it. And Spider-Woman, which I love me some Spider-Woman, some Doctor Strange. That's all real cool. But I have dropped this. I ordered my comics this week. And in August, this is still tied into Secret Empire. I'm assuming it's telling its own story in here. But I did not order it. I can go to the local store that is cropped up and probably get it there if this story ends up being good. It is kind of its own contained thing. It is in the Secret Empire, so there's like bubbles trapped in New York, and Doctor Strange's gonna try and break it out. I think so. Maybe this will be enough self-contained that I don't have to worry about the rest of the Secret Empire stuff going on. And like I said, if that's the case, then I'll go pick up the issues at the store that I did not buy through Discount Comic Book Service. Yeah. Nightwing, issue number 23, more of the blockbuster stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real excited by the blockbuster stuff. I did continue to order Nightwing. There's a storyline coming up I think I'm interested in. So, yeah, I don't know. Issue number 4. Yeah, issue number 4 of Anno Dracula. It's been okay. Kind of dull. Reads like somebody who wrote a novel and then loosely translated it into comic book. Not super excited by it. It's just all right. Next we have Victor Lavalle's Destroyer, issue number 2. I really liked issue number 1. So I'm really looking forward to seeing issue number 2. I think this potentially is Frankenstein's monster on the cover here with the great beard. Just really, really liked the first issue. To start out with, it's a little dicey kind of thing when they're in the Arctic and the whole meet the monster stuff there was a little bit strange. But then we get into the scientist and her son, and clearly her son has died due to some traumatic experience. It's probably racist based, and she has now brought him back. I mean, it seems like she was always working on bringing him back, but it sounds like with the monster coming back, that pushed her timeline. So she has this son that she has been talking to. So he's been kind of a brain in a jar maybe or something like that. We're not 100% sure, but now he has a body. What's that going to be like and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to checking out that next issue and see what that is from Boom Studios. That's number 2 of 6. Shaolin Cowboy, Who'll Stop the Rain. This is number 3. This might be the last issue. And he's fighting that giant pig with all the piercings and all the craziness and whatnot. Darrow's Shaolin Cowboy is just brilliant. The art is so intense, so detailed, and so just kind of out there, just hanging it all out there and stuff. I really, really enjoy the book, for sure. A book that I'm really on. Matter of fact, I don't even know. This is a miniseries. It's either 4 or 6 issues. I don't think I actually bought all the rest of them, possibly. Plastic it has not really grasped me. The things that are supposed to be edgy about it just feel like that and not have a real significance to the story. So if you're going to have edgy in your book or in your story, have that be actually important, not just there, I guess. It's not working for me. Or I've seen enough edgy stuff because I'm an old man now. And maybe that's why it's not working for me so much. So I'll read it, but I just, whatever. Not real excited one way or the other about it. Book I'm always excited about is Headlopper. And this is issue number 204 of this Headlopper, the Crimson Tower. Technically, it would be number 6 if you're reading this all as a series. I think that's why it has the little 6 up there in the corner. And down here it tells it's 204 of this chapter. Just always really, really like Headlopper. These quarterly books are awesome because they're super thick for my $6. So I'm really digging that. It's really kind of fun. It's going to be fun to read this next to the Shaolin. I was going to try to Shaolin Cowboy. To the Shaolin Cowboy, because whereas the Shaolin Cowboy is all about lots and lots of little tiny details all over the place. This Headlopper, to me, McLean is more about the clean, crisp line, keeping it simple, and so interesting. They're the same, but they're not the same. Their storytelling techniques, a lot of them are the same. Just the actual execution style of art is different. But so definitely looking forward to reading that. Got the second issue of Girl Scouts Magic Socks. We'll see with this issue. There's some questionable stuff in the first issue that was awesome. I really do dig the covers, though. I love the art in this. In some ways, it's kind of like the Hill and a Crash book, and it's just kind of kooky and strange and just kind of wild. And there's lots of really kind of dynamic. I don't know what kind of art you call that, but I'm really, really digging it. Now, like I said, I don't want tons of books like it, but I do have fun with it. This is a Sekowitz cover, I believe. That might be a Manford cover. I think it's Sekowitz though. Yeah, it's Sekowitz. I don't know how come I ended up with the Sekowitz because I could have sworn I had ordered the Manford one. I like Sekowitz art covers. Don't get me wrong, but for some reason I decided I was not going with that. I was going to go with the consistent art that's on the cover. I'm trying to find some pictures in here that I can show you that aren't that won't get me flagged. But anyway, so yeah, there's some of the art in it. Just really like it. Some cool, real kinetic and wild stuff. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Wildstorm issue number, what are we on now? 5. I've just really been digging the Wildstorm, this new Wildstorm universe. It's really getting cohesive really quickly since the first issue. John Davis Hunt's art, great stuff. Warren Ellis, of course, knows how to tell a tale, especially for the long haul and whatnot. So I'm really enjoying this. Really looking forward to this. Hope it's selling well, because part of me is curious what comes next, because there are other Wildstorm books that will come out, but they won't come out until way late. A year plus. This all doesn't come all the Wildstorm universe doesn't come all rolling out at once. So anyway, so be curious to see how that plays out. What the heck that critter is on the cover. So, Trinity, issue number 10. Dead Space, this one is called. Looks like we get the whole Justice League on there. Entire book is by Manipool, so that'll be cool. Oh, that's right. I remember the Watchtower got wrecked. They got attacked, and some craziness was going on as far as that goes. Trying to remember between this and the annual that just came out. So I'm interested. I mean, I love the art. I don't know if the story is that gripping. I don't know that Manipool tells a super gripping story. There are some stories for Trinity coming up that I'm interested in, so I'm going to keep on the book. I had thought about possibly, this being one of the books that I was going to drop, but I'm going to hang around for a while. I've seen some solicitations. I can't remember off the top of my head what they are, but I knew there was something that I was intrigued by, or it was creators on it that intrigued me, so I'm hanging around with the book. It'll be good to look at if nothing else affects Manipool artwork. Another book I've really been enjoying is the Superman. This is more of the Black Dawn stuff. Great cover of Black Tom there with his feet up on top of Superman. He's got footprints all over his chest where he's wiped his muddy feet off, even on the cape. That's all cool. Great cover. Anniversary exercise issue, so I got gouged another $1 on this one. But looking forward to it. It's been a great story. Been lots of fun. book I'm always excited about. It's one of my favorite comic books just because of the pure joy of fun of the book is Super Sons. This should be a new one. Battle in the Batcave, issue number 5. This will be a new story here. And it's just been a great read. I think Borges is the regular. Yeah, Borges is the regular artist that's on the book. He just does a really good job. No, it's not. Borges isn't the regular artist. So that's one thing about it. This has got a different artist on it. I hope the other guy. Shoot, what is the other guy's name? George. It's George Jimenez. Is the regular artist. That's the guy who does it's on the cover, and his art's great. So he didn't do the inside art in this, but it looks okay. Not as good, but just a really fun comic. The dynamics between Damien and John are just a lot of fun. Great to see that kind of a comic. So Royal City issue number 4. Looks like we're going to deal with Mom and some of her issues maybe in this one. So I'll be curious to see how this is. I am enjoying this book. It's not rocking my socks off, but I am enjoying it. There's enough curious things going on. It keeps me on. It still feels like there's a part of this storyline that I've seen or read enough times so that makes that part of it a little less interesting. But I'm curious to see what goes on in the book. So I continue to pick it up. And finally, this time around, it is The Old Guard. This is issue number 5. Can't remember if this is the last issue for their break or if there's one more. But great Fernandez art in here. Just always really enjoy that. So I am looking forward to the Fernandez art and seeing, wherever the story takes us at and whatnot. So that is my books this week. I'm going to get them read really fast, and we'll have a comic book roundtable this week. I know Sergeant America Mike's going to be there. I believe that John from John on Demand from Comic Book Look will be there. We'll see if we have Rez back this week, and we'll talk some comics and whatever else comes up. Whatever this Marvel announcement thing, I'm sure we'll talk about it there because it impacts some of those guys that read more Marvel books than I do. But anyway, have a great one, everybody, and I'll talk to y'all later.